Hello, my friends. How are y'all doing out there? I hope you're doing well. Don't worry, my Canadian friends. I have not forgotten about you, and we've got some news on Canada and Donald Trump, or sorry about that, Mark Carney, rather, and Donald Trump meeting up today in the Oval Office. And my biggest takeaway from the entire thing is that dumb bastard Donald Trump really loves to hear himself talk, doesn't he? I would say he has a lot on his mind, but that's not what I mean by the statement that I just made. So yes, my Canadian friends, I have not forgotten about you. It's just, Canadian politics right now are a little bit boring, and I don't mean anything bad by that. That's a good thing. That's how you want your politics to be. I remember when I first started up this channel, I had made a video, I don't even remember what I was talking about, and I had mentioned that Joe Biden was boring, which he was. Joe Biden was incredibly boring, just a steady hand, just doing his job, not making a big deal about what is going on, just, out there putting in the work, silently putting in the work, which is the kind of people I like, if I'm being honest with you. But I had some lunatic lady absolutely lose her mind on me about how I have offended the United States, and I have been greatly offensive to the supporters of Joe Biden because I dared say he was boring, and she was crazy. There was we've got mental health issues in America that are unfortunately spill over into weird things like that sometimes. But Canadian politics have just been kind of, you elected Mark Carney and he just went to work. And that's what you like to see, right? You don't want to be like us, Canada. You don't want to end up being a goofy looking redneck in the back of a semi truck talking about what a dipshit your prime minister is. You'd probably rather have it the way you do right now. So boring is a very good thing. So Donald Trump, of course, met with Mark Carney in the Oval Office today, and it went almost as you would expect. It was an absolute shit show, and it's embarrassing as an American to have an absolute dipshit as the president of the United States. As we were going through it, Canada, I was a little bit worried about you at first, but I learned a lot about Mark Carney today. Because the thing that was troubling me was that he was sitting there pretty silent for most of it. Don't worry, Canada. I'm going to throw you a bone here because he actually did really good. But a shocking observation that I made about Donald Trump that probably isn't that shocking. Donald Trump pretends to be a pit bull, right? Pretends to be a tough guy. All that bluster and, chest puffing and all that bullshit that he does, right? Every time he's in a situation where he could be confronted and exposed for the absolute fucking moron that he is, he sits there like a whipped puppy. And that's what he did today. Shoulders down, slouched over, just looking like any minute he was going to get his ass whipped, which, that would be okay. I'm just saying that would be fine. What are we talking about, though? Donald Trump went on with his absolute fucking nonsense about Canada the way that he always does. And like I said, I was a little disappointed at first, but Mark Carney seems to be more calm, cool, and calculated than we're used to in America. We're used to a lunatic running our country. So when it was time for Mark Carney to speak, he would very calmly say, let me say something on that, and then he would speak. He wouldn't make a great show of it. He would say, these are my words, this is what I mean, and that's what it is. So one of the first impressive things that he did was when Donald Trump was talking about the border of Canada. He's such a fucking weirdo with this Canadian border, because he always says, well, it's just a straight line. It looks like it was just drawn on there. And maybe he's not grasping this entire concept. All of our borders are made up. We made them all up. Now, there might be a natural barrier there, like a river or an ocean or a mountain range, but for the most part, all borders are made up. But here's where normal, well-adjusted adults handle these borders that the whole world made up for each other. I get it. It's fucking a weird system. I know. We respect them. We respect that right here at this line, this imaginary line we all made up, is where Canada starts. This is where Mexico starts, and so on and so forth. Now, when you're a psychopath, let's say, like Donald Trump, it's the part where you stop respecting the border that turns you into a warmongering lunatic, potentially, once you stop respecting it. So the Canadian border isn't unique in the sense that it's completely fucking made up. It's all fucking made up. We made the whole thing up. That's what I'm trying. We do that as humans, though, don't we? It's all Every bit of it is made up. When's the last time you saw a lion worried about the mortgage payment or how his stock portfolio is doing? Or any other animal for that matter. We're kind of dumb, aren't we? We enslaved ourselves to ourselves for the betterment of just a few of us, like a few billionaires kind of get the good life now, don't they? But the point I'm trying to make with that, it's when you stop respecting it, that's when all hell breaks loose. So if that's his thought process, that the border's just made up so it's not that big of a deal, we've got a bigger situation on our hands than we can fucking imagine. There's been plenty of world leaders throughout history that didn't respect borders, and it never ended very fucking well. And that's basically the message that Donald Trump is sending when he says, well, it looks like it was just drawn on there. Donnie? They all were, dipshit. So don't tell him that, because then he'll start getting some fucking ideas. Don't tell him. And then Mark Carney, had said that, Canada's not for sale. It's not, it never will be, all that shit. And then that's where Donald Trump proceeds to embarrass America some more and says, well, I've had some deals that probably shouldn't have gone through, but, it just takes time and we'll figure that out. And, well, that was a bullshit thing for Donald Trump to say. But a thing I really, really enjoyed about the few times that Mark Carney spoke, I did appreciate that he wasn't getting emotional, that he was jumping into the conversation where he felt it necessary, and I felt that he was strong in what he was saying. So when there was discussion about the tariffs, when there was discussion about the tariffs, Mark Carney had chimed in and he said that, what the fuck did he say? This is the most important part of the video and I can't remember what the fuck he said. He said to Donald Trump and to the reporters in the room that not NAFTA, the thing that came after NAFTA, god damn it, I wish I could remember that, Donald Trump's deal. Donald Trump's fucking deal that he called the greatest deal in the history last time he was in office, and I'm only stalling so I can try to remember its name, but it's the North American Free Trade Agreement. It's not NAFTA, it's the new one. Who cares? You guys will tell me in the fucking comments. But Mark Carney said that deal has to be reworked at this point because Donald Trump has caused so much problems with the tariffs at this point that they have no choice but to rework that deal. And that was fucking brilliant, Mark Carney. Tell him it's his fault. Tell him that he's the one that fucked it up. And I thought that was a really, really brilliant thing, that he put the blame squarely on Donald Trump and said it is your fault that we have to rework this deal now because of your use of tariffs. It was powerful. It was strong. It was to the point. And that's the kind of shit that we need to hear more of. So I really, really, really enjoyed that from Mark Carney. So, you did good, Canada, is the fucking point I'm trying to make. You did really fucking good. He's a strong leader. He's got his head on straight. He understands global economics and trade policies. And unfortunately, Donald Trump is probably going to cause you guys a lot of fucking problems going forward. But you elected the right guy for the job, in an American's opinion. So I don't know how much weight that carries, if I'm being honest with you. But I think you did really fucking good. And there were some other parts of it also. Donald Trump continues to be obsessed with other men. I don't understand MAGA as a movement anymore. A whole bunch of alpha males that spend their time obsessing over other men constantly, nonstop. I mean, Donald Trump's obsessed with Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Gavin Newsom, Justin Trudeau even, because Justin Trudeau was over there, kissing Melania a little bit, and that probably pissed him off. But hey, Donald Trump, he was the better option. Look at you, you sloppy piece of shit. What'd you think was gonna happen? I don't know what your problem is. Anyways, he continued to go off about his obsession for other men, referred to a lot of our past and current leaders as stupid, just stupid people, like he does. It's that fucking I keep forgetting words today. God damn it, I'm pissing myself off. Donald Trump thinks he's smart and he's a complete fucking dipshit, and there's a medical or scientific term for that. Fuck me, I'm fucking up my own video today. That's just the way we roll around here, baby. Anyways, just incredibly jealous of these leaders of the world, and it's quite fucking pathetic to watch, in my opinion. And then we had some more talks about the trades where Donald Trump said the tariffs will not come off, and there's nothing that Mark Carney could have said today to make the tariffs come off. And then this is where Donald Trump proceeded to be even more of a dipshit through this entire conversation. Is he said, we don't need Canada's business. We don't want Canada's business. Canada is the one that wants business with us. And if you guys aren't picking up on this, this is how Donald Trump continues to attract so many goddamn hillbillies, because Donald Trump understands these things at maybe potentially a third grade level. And you know, there was the whole No Child Left Behind movement by the Republicans that meant you don't really have to learn shit in school. We'll just keep passing you through school, because you know how a Republican wins an election? If you're fucking dumb. That's how a Republican wins an election. But Donald Trump understands these at not even a grade school level. We do a lot of trade with Canada. Obviously, Canada has vast resources that is useful to America, and I don't even know the right way that Canada should respond to these things, if I'm being honest. Should Mark Carney just go home and say, just turn off the fucking lights over there in America? Fuck them. I don't know if that's the right answer. It might be. It might be. It might not be. But just Donald Trump continues to display his lack of understanding for how things fucking work, and in doing so continues to make all Americans look like complete fucking idiots, and continues to isolate us from the rest of the world, doing us absolutely no favors at all. And it's just his goddamn lack of understanding of how all of this works is just causing so many fucking problems. I mean, the ports are slowing down. Canada, I don't know. Canadians, tell me how you feel. It's not up to me to decide how you feel. I thought it was a shit show. I think Americans at this point would be lucky that Mark Carney is so cool-headed and calculated in what he's doing from what I know of him so far. Because if it was me, if I was the Prime Minister of Canada and Donald Trump started talking shit, I'd be on the first flight back home, shutting off the light switches, closing down the pipelines, doing all kinds of shit, saying, hey, they just said they don't fucking need us. What's all the bitching about? You know, that's what I'd be doing. That's why I don't go into politics. You guys always tell me, Josh, you got to get into politics. No, I'm not calm enough for that shit, all right? I'll be acting like fucking white trash out there, doing all kinds of crazy shit. You don't want me in politics. What you want me doing, here's what you want me doing, my friends. You want me to keep growing this channel so that other hillbilly-looking fucks like me go, oh shit, I can look at other things besides Donald Trump and the Republican Party. And then you want me to back and amplify the message of people that are running for office, and I can talk to them, or maybe talk to them, or talk about them and how they're going to do better things than this fucking MAGA Republican Party. That's my role. That's what you want me doing. You don't want me in politics. But that was a little bit of a side tangent because I was stalling still, because I was trying to remember the words that I couldn't remember earlier. Bad news, my friends. I still don't remember what the hell I was talking about. So anyways, I got to get back to work. Love you guys. Bye now.